I think open rescues are so powerful. Obviously, I speak to my husband, Wayne, a lot as well, who has been like focusing on open rescues for decades. And I think it's just so powerful, and it's something quite unique to our movement, like that we can actually go into these places and show what's happening, show the oppression, the suffering, the cruelty, and actually rescue the animals and take them to safety and create the world that we are trying to create. And yeah, literally just saving a life. I think the story in that, I mean, obviously it's just the right thing to do clearly, but also the story and yeah, showing the public that this is like who we want to be. Like, yeah, I think a lot of what we're doing is just like helping the public like question who are we, and yeah, what would you do in this situation? It makes people think. That was on our t-shirts actually when we did the beagle rescue for the second time. We had t-shirts that said, "What would you do if this was your dog?" on the back. And yeah, it's to provoke people. Yeah, think about whether people, whether animals, non-human animals, should be locked in those cages or not. I hope that yeah, through that
Yeah.
it shifts culture and yeah, shifts people's opinion.
Here in the US, we're in an unusual political situation, to say the least. I don't know if you've heard, but like with RFK Jr.'s Department of Health and Human Services working, it appears pretty aggressively. They're working pretty aggressively to phase out at least some animal testing. But, like, we're not big fans anyway. um, but what is the political reality in the UK right now? Do you also have movement on the right?
The government actually released a manifesto at the end of last year committing to phasing out animal testing as well. Although, yeah, there are some loopholes and no like fixed dates and things, but obviously it's a move in the right direction. But yeah, it's like still way too slow. And especially when, yeah, something like 90% of tests on animals don't work on humans, or like any successful, like 90% of successful tests on animals don't work on humans. And so, yeah, it's just like bad science as well. But yeah, so yeah, the current government are trying to phase out animal testing, or say that they are, but then they're also protecting those facilities as well by claiming now a new law has been passed, claiming that those facilities like animal breeding facilities and animal testing facilities are a key national infrastructure. And so that gives the police extra powers to be able to arrest people, like literally just standing outside of the placard. So a couple of weeks ago, two people, these are the first two people to be arrested under this new bill, literally for standing outside NBR acres with placards. So it's pretty scary. It's not going to stop us, but yeah, it's insane. It's like one hand they're saying this has got to end.
Yeah.
On the other hand, they're like, we need to protect this. It's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very troubling. All right, let's talk a little bit about Wayne. You mentioned that you're married to Wayne Shung, and who I'm sure everyone has heard of, and he's one of the pioneers of open rescue here in the U.S. I assume that there's a connection here, and that you talk about these issues, but are there differences in the goals and strategies between the UK and the US, and how it's done, and maybe different cultural and political situations? Or is this basically a global movement that's going to be pretty similar everywhere?
So you mean Wayne, we basically met because of the Beagle rescue. So yeah, because of our rescue in 2022, yeah, we started talking after that. And yeah, I think there are some differences. I think because of how much repression there has been from the police over the last few years, both on, like I just said, with the situation with animal testing facilities becoming key national infrastructure, but also the repression that we've had as an organization, like literally police breaking down our doors just for planning to disrupt a horse race, like multiple police raids and things. And this is like when we've been open about it. So ideally, we like to be open as possible, and openly organized. And that's actually something Wayne really likes about what we have been doing as Animal Rising, and has now obviously been doing that with Ridgeland, and has been super open about that. I just don't think that we could do that right now in the UK. If I started saying openly that we're going to go to break in MBR acres, I'm pretty sure the police are going to come and knock down my door and raid my house and arrest me before it happens. So I'm actually quite shocked how much he's got away with. He seems to be, he's not had any issues before the actual action, which is really, I mean, yeah, it's definitely a good thing. It's also surprising to me. So I think that's something that right now in the UK, it's not just because of our actions, it's because of, I think partly because of Extinction Rebellion, Just Stop Oil. There's been a lot of direct action over the last like 6-7 years, and the police have over time become like more and more heavy-handed in just trying to prevent it at all. That seems to be what the strategy is at the moment. And so, yeah, I think I prefer to be able to be more open, and we are wherever we can. But yeah, I think that's something where in the US you have that's a privilege at the moment that you have, where you can be more open. Yeah, make the most of it while you can.
Yeah. Do you know of open rescue spreading as a tactic to other countries?
I mean, that's something I'm thinking about as well, because I know I would like to see more open rescues. I know there's a lot of course, like covert rescues happening. I do see open rescues happening in other countries in Europe, but I'm not on the scale that we've done or that Wayne's done in the US. And I would like to see it be more of a global movement. So I think that is something that if there is anyone out there and anywhere else in the world, happy to support and make that happen as well. But yeah, I do think over time that is something that we'd like to be doing more, and having like a network of organizations or individuals around the world doing open rescue.
Yeah, I mean, I love that vision. It's so powerful, and I've always thought that so no matter where you would drop down on the face of the earth, there would be somebody there who got it about animals. There's just we're everywhere. There's just not very many of us anywhere. But the idea of this going on everywhere, and also it's such a powerful message to other people. And I know maybe one of the reasons that there hasn't been as much pushback here is because, at least for Ridgeland, the press has been really very good. I mean, Ridgeland cooperated in that by acting so nefariously. But I would assume that same thing happened in the UK. What was your press like? Was it more negative than you see here?
For the beagle rescue, that was like overwhelmingly positive in terms that we didn't get as much press at the time as we'd hoped. It was a big learning. We did it on the 20th of December for the second one. And not realizing that journalists are actually going to take a holiday then. But anyway, we thought it was like early enough. But anyway, I wouldn't do it that close to Christmas if we were to do it again. But so we didn't get as much press at the time. But for the rescue trials, we've had so much positive press. I mean, I would say it's been harder to get press, but social media, it's been amazing. Like, normally through our campaigns and direct action, we get a lot of hate and trolls and just people feeling angry about what we're doing. But with beagles, honestly, I think it's like 99.9% positive, because most people can see this is the right thing to do. And I hope over time we see a shift for all animal rescues and all actions for animals to be getting as much positive support. But it's been overwhelmingly positive. And then just things like celebrity support as well, like having very big names in the UK. I don't know if they're so big in the US, but people like Joanna Lumley, Chris Packham, Jonathan Ross, and Amanda Holden. But basically big household names in the UK putting their names to the open letters to shut down MBR acres. So that's like a massive signal that this is just a normal view to have.
Well, that's great. I do think things are shifting just a little bit, and that's not usually the first thing I say about things relating to animal abuse and exploitation. You, of course, have other campaigns, some of which are also quite controversial. Can you tell us about them?
I mean, I think some of the more controversial ones or actions that we've done that have been actually controversial in the animal rights movement and vegan movement. So we were doing a dairy campaign, and we got viral videos for pouring milk on the floor in supermarkets. And this is where we would just we started off in like high-end supermarkets, take milk off the shelf and just pour it on the floor. And this went completely viral because it's a strange thing to do in the first place. And then, the controversy of it, like whether some people saying this is a waste of milk, it's disrespectful. But also, I don't know. Personally, I like the milk pause, but I can understand, it is controversial. But that was part of the bigger campaign around shutting down the dairy industry for 2 weeks. So for almost 2 weeks, we had around 150 people getting arrested day after day, basically blockading dairy distribution centers across the south of the UK. We do this by stopping the trucks, climbing on top of them, or using other tactics to stop milk from getting out, and we caused milk shortages in supermarkets through this. And we did a similar thing with McDonald's as well, causing some restaurants to shut down because they ran out of burgers